Hope for tomorrow and help for today. What is this relationship? Whether you're looking forward to something and you're excited about it changes how you receive the good and bad and the ugly of your day-to-day experience. Or if you're dreading something, maybe how does that color the frustrations of your life? Surely there's a relationship. And I want to dwell on that this morning, that our hope for tomorrow that is secure as we lay up treasures in heaven, as we know that we will be with him forever. Our hope for tomorrow shares that characteristic, spills it over, that quality, giving us help. It spills it into our present day, giving help for today. So, but first I want to talk about when some 30 plus years ago, my brother and I, we made a time capsule. And what does a 5, 6, 7 year old put in a time capsule? I don't really remember all of it anymore. Probably some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards. I think I signed my own football card, a picture of me in there, and notes and things. But I don't really remember. But I made a map, so we can find it. I still have the map, and it has this. It takes you on this winding journey across the backyard and woods, denoted by your path, noted by little dashes, and each dash represents one of my feet, one of my 6, 7 year old feet. So that was a problem. But I remember generally where it is still. I'm pretty sure we could find it. And we talk about it every once in a while. Yeah, maybe it's time to dig that thing out. But just knowing it's there, it's safe, it's buried, nothing's gonna touch it. And knowing that it's there, that spills over and impacts my day. I think about it every once in a while. We're talking about it now. But whether you're burying a time capsule, or we have safes that we put valuables in, things that we want to protect, that are whether sentimental or financially important, and we put those in there. And whether we're going across town, overseas, wherever, the safety that it has here travels across the world and gives us that same safety, that peace of mind and heart. Or we have banks that do this, or in our modern discussions, BTC, Bitcoin. We're always looking for a store of value where we can place our value that can withstand the current fluctuations of the market. And in the end of the day, then for the length of time, they only grow and increase in our value, whether it's our sentiment toward it or the monetary value itself. So where do we place our value that is a safe store that will withstand the fluctuations of time and only increase in value, that would then transfer that quality of safety and peace into our daily lives? And we're going to look at Psalm 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, just briefly, little pieces of them, and then dip into Proverbs and hopefully touch on a small part of Matthew here at the end. So Psalm 16:4a says, "The sorrows of those who have bartered for another god will be multiplied." And I think of Esau, just Esau's soup, bartering away, something so valuable for something so transitory. Sought it later with tears. It wasn't possible. He'd given it away. Basically given it away. Are we going to barter away eternal things, ignore that safe, secure place, and go lose it all in the fluctuations of this transitory time? 16:9-10. "My heart is glad." This is David writing. My glory rejoices. "My flesh also will dwell securely. For you will not abandon my soul to Sheol, to death, the grave, nor will you allow your Holy One to undergo decay." Hat tip Acts 13:35 later on to a greater understanding of this passage, prophecy, Jesus. But here, you know, David had a special promise given to him where he could rest more securely in his flesh of what God was going to do with him. But still, we have security in our flesh because because of the security of having our treasure with God in heaven. Those promises do spill over into this, even this, as fragile as my life and my day is. It gives security, knowing that I haven't placed all the value in the wrong place. Let's look at Psalm 17, 13 to 15. Arise, O Lord, confront him, bring him low. Deliver my soul from the wicked and with your sword. From men with your hand, O Lord, from men of the world, whose portion is this life, whose belly you fill with your treasure. They are satisfied with children and leave their abundance to their babes. And here's the contrast. But as for me, I shall behold your face in righteousness. I'll be satisfied with your likeness when I awake. The world is satisfied with these things of the world that will pass, but he's saying, my deep satisfaction is knowing that one day I will see your face. One day when I awake, when the sleep of death is past, then I will see your likeness, your face, be in your presence, God. Where does our security, our satisfaction, all the value come from that spills over to give us joy in this and security in this life? 18:2, Psalm 18:2, when David was delivered from his enemies and from Saul, he says, the Lord is my rock. He is my fortress, my deliverer, my refuge, my shield, the horn blown of my salvation, rallying to my stronghold where I go and find security. Though the cords of death encompassed him and the torrents of ungodliness terrified him, they terrified David, yet he drew strength in the rock, fortress, deliverer, refuge, shield, horn of salvation, and his stronghold, which is the Lord. Chapter 19, Psalm 19. I love this chapter. This is the works and word of the Lord and how they proclaim that he is there in his glory, making it known without excuse across all creation, and then making more specifically known through his revelation. I think of the illustration of a poem here for this purpose, right? If I was to write a poem in favor of some particular female, right? I might write, and it'd be difficult to just write about the whole person in one broad stroke. No, you'd maybe break it down and say something about your eyes, your mind, your heart, right? And then pointing to these things, describe their effect and their impact on me and the rest of the world. And then you put it all back together and glory in the person, right? Well, here we see these subdivisions that divide into the heavens declare the glory of God. Nothing's hidden from the sun, from this message as it rotates across the world. And then second part of the division, the law of the Lord is perfect. And he subdivides the law of the Lord and begins by saying the law, zeroing in on it, it's perfect, blameless. It restores the soul. The precepts, they're right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord, it's clean, enduring forever, doesn't rust, doesn't degrade. Judgments, they're true, righteous altogether.